Thank you so much, Jeff. We go back quite a while now, and it's been a really special friendship, and thank you. First of all, good evening. Hello. I'm so happy to be here. I was honored when I was asked to speak as the athlete speaker tonight, and I had two voices that started talking in my head all of a sudden at the same time when I was thinking about what I wanted to say. And the first one was panicking a bit. You can also hear that one now. Saying, why me? What do I have to say that's so special? And the other voice was saying, I have so many things to say. Adaptive sports have been such a huge part of my life. They have had the biggest impact. I have so many stories to share. How am I going to sum it all up? So when I learned that the theme going along tonight is all about invisible investments, it clicked. Because the real reason that I'm here, speaking to you all, skiing for the weekend, isn't one big moment. It's actually been a million little things. And most of those things are things that people never see. So, to give you my backstory, I've been an athlete all my life. I grew up playing sports. I've been super competitive. And athletics have been a part of my story for as long as I can remember. And then when I was 18, I was paralyzed in a car accident. I'd been getting ready to go to college. I was going to study exercise science. I was going to run track and field and pole vault. And my life changed in an instant. And instead of going to college, I went to rehab. I like to joke that I took a gap year, but really, that's when I was spending time getting used to life in a wheelchair. Instead of starting the adult life that I thought I was going to, full of freedom, independence, pushing limits, I was relearning how to be independent in a different way, figuring out what this life was going to look like for me. But I've had a ton of support since day one. My family, a huge community, and when it came time, I took on paralysis with, the mindset that I've always applied to sports, which is that this is a challenge in front of me and I'm going to crush it. So when I was ready to start thinking about getting back to sports, it wasn't a question of if I was going to be an athlete again, but really just what was I going to do and how was I going to do it. I got involved with NEDS for the first time about a year or two after my accident. Jeff and I were actually talking about it today, and we couldn't put a specific date on it, but it was very soon after my accident. I had worked up some upper body strength by then, and I was ready to give skiing a try, and I was going to shred. It was going to be just like when I learned to ski as a kid. I would take a couple runs on the bunny hill, and then I thought I was going to be out just crushing it. And that's not how it happened. My first day on snow was much different than I expected. I made it to the magic carpet, and then I never really left. I'd have help all the way up the hill, and then I'd fall 15 times on the way down. And I was being asked to use my body in ways that I hadn't really learned how to do yet. I was thinking, my body doesn't work. How am I supposed to do this? And I was more frustrated than I really ever had been with my disability. I had a great time with the people that I was with, but it didn't feel like success to me in the way that I was hoping it would. People assume that the hardest part of getting paralyzed was the accident itself, but it's not for me. It's moments like these where I've lost the things that make me feel like me, and that just wasn't a good feeling. It's like coming face to face with my disability in a way that I never had before. And so I gave up skiing and everything else related to winter for a while after that. I moved to Arizona. I soaked up the sun, I played other wheelchair sports, and I slowly rebuilt my sense of who I was. I got stronger physically, I got stronger mentally, and I became part of a community of adaptive athletes and people with disabilities. And suddenly, I wasn't alone in what I was experiencing anymore. I realized that adaptive sports were the most rewarding thing in the world, and in particular, getting outside and doing things in a place that to the naked eye looks inaccessible to my wheelchair was one of the best feelings ever. So when I moved back to New England after college and a sunny little vacation in the Southwest, I wasted no time getting back to adaptive sports here in New England. I had a couple great mentors, Jeff being one of them, Ed, who tucked me under their wing. And that summer, we put a ton of miles on our bikes, and come winter, I knew it was time to try getting back on snow. I don't have nearly enough time to tell you guys every detail that went into getting me back on the mountain. I received encouragement, I was gifted equipment, financial support, moral support, travel support. My instructors spent hours fitting my monoski to my body perfectly. The first day back on the mountain, we were at Breckenridge. We barely even touched snow. It was all behind the scenes work, just setting me up for success. And I had some success. Yay! By the end of that week, I felt like I could ski. And that felt really good to me as somebody who really valued being an athlete. Don't let me fool you. I fell a lot and I threw a lot of tantrums that week. Tears. My coaches and my husband can both tell you that I love to spout off profanity when I'm frustrated. So I really let it rip that year, and still some days. But I was able to go into skiing independently later that year without a program, and it was a big win. But I still wanted to be better. My life shifted again shortly after that when I became a mother. My priorities changed, my free time vanished, and my life as an athlete took a backseat again. And I have 2 daughters now. They are incredible. And I'm like a real life grown-up mom all of a sudden. But I'm also still an athlete, and as I've said, that's very important to me. Figuring out how to balance mom life and my own life hasn't been easy. Living with a disability is one thing. Parenting with a disability is a whole different ballgame. And managing the time, the finances, the childcare, and the mom guilt to get back to sports for myself has been a lot to juggle, but I've done it because I've had a lot of help. This year, I got to come out for my second monoski camp with Neds at Bretton Woods. It was fully funded. My ski passes, the lodging, the food vouchers. My girls did super fine at home without me. I made new friends who ski just like me. And I got a full night's sleep in a hotel bed all by myself. Also a big win. Yes. I came home refreshed, revitalized, and super empowered about my future on snow. I feel better skiing than I ever have. I was out today, and I think I can officially say I'm better than both my husband and my dad. So that feels really good. There was a lot of hard work that I and others have put into it. The instruction I've received, the equipment, the constant adjustments, the expertise from skiers who get it. I needed all of those things to be where I am now. I want my kids to see their mom living a life that she loves. And I want my kids to know that nothing needs to hold you back. New England Disabled Sports has always given me a place to come back to because of people like all of you here in the room. It's a community here who believes in people and who gives in so many little ways to help those like me remember who they really are. I'm a mom, I'm a daughter, I'm a friend, I'm a wife, I'm still an athlete. I'm happy and I live a very full life, and I'm eager to keep getting better. And all of these things really, truly are possible because of a million investments that have been made along the way to help. Thank you.